All right, what's going on, my stock market bulls and bears? I am your host, Terry, and welcome to the channel By the Dip. Guys, I've been doing a lot of good news videos on Golden Nugget and LCA, but I think it's time we do a video that here's someone do an article on the flip side of good news. Now, I'm not saying that it's technically bad news, but this editor basically did an article, and he's just basically saying that there is more options out there than LCA. Now, as I've said in previous videos, in order to be a good investor, you have to be able to take the good with the bad, and you have to listen to the bulls and the bears, because you don't want to keep always listening to all of the bulls, because you want to hear what the bears have to say, and you have to be understanding of it. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but you at least need to listen to them and hear them out, because you know, you just got to do it. You got to listen to both sides. You can't always take one side. You know, you got to listen to both sides. So I like hearing these articles, and these are very interesting. So I hope my LCA fam is here to watch this video. And we are going to get into it. As you can see right now, LCA is at 1363. This thing's been on a little bit of a roller coaster day. As you see, man, it's been up and down, up and down. I mean, nothing drastic, though. I mean, it's been staying around the $13.50 to $14 range. I thought we might have seen a little bit of good news, but I think the biggest thing that's affecting this right now is definitely the stimulus, which they're going to talk about here in a couple minutes, actually. And we'll know by later today or tomorrow if we're going to have any stimulus. And I think if stimulus gets passed, this stock will definitely be on the roller coaster up the hill along with the merger. So time will tell. Okay, so let's get in here to this article. And this article is very new, actually, and it was just literally just posted. This article was posted, as you can see here, posted on October 19th this year at 8:19 a.m. So, article title is Expand Your SPAC Horizon Beyond Lancadia Holdings 2. There have been 217 SPACs so far this year. You've got more options than LCA. So that is true. I mean, I do agree with that. That I know we've had a couple hundred SPACs this year. But when you're investing in a SPAC or any kind of business, it's basically you got to go in with what kind of company do you want to put your money in, because ultimately that's your decision, man. I mean, it's your money. So if you believe in Tilman Fertitta, and if you believe in internet gambling, like I said, this isn't about the land-based. This is internet only. So if you believe in internet-only gambling, then, you know, you would want to consider putting your money in LCA. So that's the key factors here. There's a ton of SPACs. You know, do you want to get in the EV market? Do you want to get in the space market? Do you want to get into internet gambling? There's so many different sectors of SPACs out there. So that's ultimately your decision to decide where you want to put your money at. This here was an article done by Will Ashworth. He's an Investor Place contributor. So thank you, Will, for doing this article. And let's get in here and read a little bit about this and see what he has to say. It's not surprising in the year of the SPAC that investors are feasting on gaming-related initial public offerings such as Lancadia Holdings 2, LCA. LCA stock lets you buy into the second special purpose acquisition company from billionaire Tilman Fertitta, owner of the NBA's Houston Rockets. SPACs are hot and online gambling continues to grow in popularity. Hence, the media talking up Lancadia's merger with Fertitta's Golden Nugget online gaming business isn't surprising. However, before you jump on the LCA bandwagon, you might want to consider what else is currently out there in the gaming realm. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. So he's basically saying that it's not that this is bad, it's just that there's other options out there. So, I mean, you know, I understand that. That's definitely a good point. It definitely is good to, you know, explore your options. So he's saying here that SPACs typically have 18 to 24 months to do the deal. Assuming a 24-month period is consummating, a business combination SPAC priced units October 2018 have hit a crunch time. Any of the 2019 class still have breathing room, and those that went public in 2020 have loads of time. Of the 46 SPACs launched in 2018, 30 have already completed transactions. 12 have announced combinations, 3 are still searching, and 1 has been liquidated. That's a pretty high completion rate of 91%. If you include all 12 announcements, the completion rate in 2019, including announcements, is 53% and 7% for 2020, which, of course, with 2020, the Rona is happening, so that's definitely hurting with, getting things done right now. The most two important factors of any SPAC, in my opinion, is the management team performing the search and the focus of this search. The narrower, the better, and while that team might seem too restrictive, it's time-consuming to carry out an M&A search, so the clearer the target, the better the results will be. So he's just kind of talking about this here. So he gets down here and saying, so let's assume particular focus as an investor is on the gaming industry. You're immediately drawn to the LCA stock because of Fertitta's industry experience through his ownership of Golden Nugget, which is very true. When I heard about this, I was definitely very excited because Tilman Fertitta is behind it. And, I watched him in Billionaire Buyer on TV. If you guys never watched Billionaire Buyer, definitely go watch that, man. Pull it up on your Hulu, man. Pull it up. Google search Billionaire Buyer and watch all that season. You can definitely see how Tilman runs his business. So this here says, however, in Fertitta's case, his first SPAC in 2016, Lancadia Holdings, has been a unmitigated disaster, and while that tide might turn in the future, the opportunity cost of your sinking capital into a SPAC for 4 years is more with nothing to show for it is disappointing, which is why you need to be extra careful about which SPAC you consider. Now, I myself, which I'm sure you guys can comment down below, I'm a new investor. I've only been investing since basically the crash in March because I was thinking it's time to, better myself and educate myself into the stock market. So I am a new investor and I try to be open-minded when it comes to these things. So like I said, I truly believe the Golden Nugget LCA because I just, number one, believe in Tilman. I believe in the Golden Nugget brand. And I also believe in the internet gambling of it. That's what I believe in. 3 big things. And not only that, the more I've been doing videos and reading articles and looking up their gross revenues and the mergers, man, they're cash flow positive every month. I definitely cover a lot of stocks and SPACs that are not even cash flow positive. And this business is already rolling in $26 million every month, and they're cash flow positive. So they're putting money in the bank every month. So that makes me feel better about this too, is that they're actually putting money in the bank. So it says here, when he went to the IPO Expert Renaissance Capital website and searched for the word gaming, he came up with 9 entries, including LCA. Some of these have already been completed. So that's interesting. There's 9 entries in the Capital website for the word gaming. It says the oldest SPAC on the list is IM Capital Acquisition Company. It raised $50 million in August 2017. It was combined with Smash Entertainment in May of 2018. It acquired Simplicity Esports and Gaming, and that's on the OTC market, so you can't even get that on Robinhood. And it says it acquired that in 2019. It was basically consolidating esports across the U.S. and results to date have not been good, which is definitely right now, they're definitely not going to be good with the Rona. And this next part here, of the most recent on the list, you got IG Acquisition, and it has a NASDAQ ticker symbol here. And I went in and typed this in, IGACU, and nothing comes up on Robinhood. So if you guys heard of this, and if they've already merged or something like that, comment down below, because I like to kind of check that out. It says they raised $300 million on September 30th. Some of the people behind the SPAC have decades of casino, private equity, and technology experience behind them. They might not have the Fertitta name, but they've been around the block. So basically just saying, are you going to get the pair of jeans that have, Gucci logo on it? Or are you going to go to Walmart and get that, off-brand name of your jeans? So in your stock, are you going to pick LCA because you got the Fertitta brand name? Or are you going to pick a stock that you don't even know who the management team is? So, I'd rather go with Tilman because not only just about Tilman himself, but like I said, I've watched Tilman in action on TV, man. I got to see how the man runs a business, and I've watched a lot of interviews of Tilman, and, just pretty cool stuff right there. So, Okay, so like Lancadia offering to target business in the gaming, leisure, and hospitality realm, these businesses should have an enterprise of at least 750 million, considering the combinations of enterprise value average 4 times the fund raised by the SPAC. The average getting higher by the day. I would say the ultimate target will have an enterprise value closer to 1.2 billion or higher. So it says here another SPAC looking to raise funds is Gaming and Hospitality Acquisition Corp. According to Bloomberg, the SPAC filed confidential paperwork with the Securities and Exchange Commission to raise 150 million to acquire a gaming-related business with an enterprise between 500 million and 1 billion. This here says in a deal similar to the one of DraftKings, executed Z Capital, the private equity firm behind the SPAC, will take Affinity Gaming, the portfolio company owned since 2017, merge it with the SPAC, and then find a target to buy. I want to know more, but it's an interesting move. So here we go. Oh, if you're fully committed to Tilman Fertitta, he's got a third SPAC in the hopper, Lancadia Holdings 3, and has a NASDAQ ticker symbol of LCYAU. And I went in on Robinhood and typed that ticker symbol in, and nothing comes up yet. On Robinhood, at least, says that this SPAC raised 500 million on October the 8th. So guys, I guess if we have a good turnout on LCA, do we want to go into LCA 3? Are we going to get on that roller coaster ride, man? I guess we're going to wait out and see how LCA 2 treats us right now. And maybe we will get into that. Maybe it could be into Golden Nugget, actual land-based casinos, possibly. So this here says, Will Ashworth has written about investments full-time since 2008, so he's very well qualified. Publications where has appeared on Investor Place, The Motley Fool Canada, and has all these different places down here that, he has. So, I mean, it's a very interesting article. And like I said, it's not a bad, it's not like a bad article or anything. It's just basically keeping your mind open. And at the end of the day, if you're going to invest in LCA, GNOG, you kind of have to ask yourself this. Number one, do you believe in Tilman? That's your number one thing, because Tilman is the name behind this company. Number two, do you believe in internet gaming? Because that is, this isn't land-based. It doesn't matter what the casinos do. It's all about online itself. So do you believe in online gambling as possibly the future? So that is another thing. So that's probably the two biggest questions you'd have to ask yourself. Like, do you believe in Tilman? Do you believe in internet gambling? So, and for me, the answer to both those questions is a yes. Yes, I do believe in them. And so, is there any other SPACs I'm kind of interested in? There is, but my money's tied up in LCA, and I'm fine with holding it in there. Like I said, I've only had my money in LCA since maybe like July. So, I mean, for investing, that's not long at all. Usually, like when you're investing, man, you have to hold your money in these stocks for like 2, 3, 5 years. I've only had my money in there, so we go July, August, September, October. Like, what is that, 3 months? Guys, I have my money tied up for 3 months. And I've been buying in as these dips happen with LCA. Look at that, right now we're on a little upswing right here. 1367 we're coming up at. But yeah, I mean, you guys seen my purchase history. I was purchasing this stock back when it was $11 and $12 on Robinhood back in July. So now that it's $13, I mean, I'm still fine with purchasing it at that price, because honestly, in my opinion, I still believe that this stock is going to hit $20 around the merger date. Whether it's before the merger, during the merger, after the merger, I definitely see it happening. Now, like I said, am I some kind of fortune teller that can predict that? No, I'm not. But I personally believe in my heart that this stock will be a $20 stock. We're going to see it a $20 stock, and I can't wait to do that video and come back and say I told you so to all the people that doubted LCA. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. You know what to do. Hit the thumbs up. Join the Thumbs Up Nation, man. Just wanted to bring you this other video on LCA and basically keeping your options open. So, all right, guys, I will catch you in the next one. And remember, and you can still do it today because it's under $14 right here. It's under 14 bucks. So you can definitely buy the dip.